Yes people, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is about, is Islam under attack now in Europe? There has been three major things that I want to mention. Being a 47-year-old man in the city of Manchester burnt the Quran. A 47-year-old man had burnt the Quran. Now I'm going to give my opinion on this, and I know some of you guys might think that I'm Islamophobic, or you might have these thoughts of me. This is something that I don't condone. I would never burn the Quran. I don't agree. Now, we don't know he burnt the Quran for Salman. I can't remember his last name. Salman was an Iraqi refugee in Sweden who was unalived for burning the Quran publicly in the streets. Now, this man wanted to go do this on Saturday, and he has been charged. What has he been charged? So it says here, a 47-year-old man, Martin Frost, has been charged with using threatening, abusive, insulting words and behavior to cause harassment and alarm and distress on Saturday afternoon. He's also charged of a second offense of racial, religiously aggravated, intentional harassment. Wow. So they're charging him on 2 charges. But when I had looked into this, because I actually thought it was a crime. I thought it was a crime, and it actually isn't a crime to burn the Quran, which I thought it already was. You know, there is no law to say you cannot burn the Quran. So a lot of people's argument is, how can Islam be racial when anybody can be Muslim? It's not a certain race or color. So what are the police getting at with this? And at the same time, I agree, because you have, you know, there isn't just one ethnic minority in Britain who follow it. We have Caucasian ginger guys with the beards. We see some black Muslims in the religion of Islam. So people are saying, how can he be charged for that? Well, obviously they're throwing the book at him and they're making him an example, which I don't agree he should have done. He should never have burnt the Quran, but it is his freedom of speech. I personally wouldn't have done it, and I personally wouldn't have advised him if he asked me, should he have done it? And I would tell him, look, Martin, do you know who actually runs Britain now? You know, the Muslims are really in charge. The Muslims run things. There's no question about it. And I would advise him, I don't think you should do it. Now, they've released his name. They've released his name. In just under less than 72 hours, they released his name. Like, wow. You know, some people who kill people don't even get their name released that quick. You know, they would say such X, Y, and Z person from his age, but they wouldn't release the pictures. Now, I see why people get pissed off. You know, God rest in peace to the 15-year-old boy that got killed in Sheffield. The police want to come out and say, hey, don't speculate, guys. Don't be passing rumors, because the name Oman or something had came out. That's his name. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But it wasn't an English guy that had did it. So if the police are quick to shut down rumors that are true, how comes they were so quick to give this guy's name? And listen, guys, I'm not agreeing with it. I'm not agreeing with him burning the Quran. I wouldn't, like I've said. Despite what you guys think of me, it's out of order. It's disgusting. For anybody to do anything to anybody's religion, whether you be Christian, you're burning the Bible. I don't agree with it. I don't even agree with people coming here into England and burning the English flag. I don't agree. But like I said, with the police giving out his name, they basically told him, listen, we ain't protecting you. You know, so this Martin guy, you know, I'd say to him, I'd say, hey Martin, was this all worth it for a little 5 minutes of fame? You know, because obviously he did it to, I don't know why he did it, but I think he did it to probably make a name for himself, and he's probably sick of Islam. But I would say to him, is it worth it now? You're going to have to go into hiding, because these Muslim brothers, they will not catch you tomorrow. They may not catch you today. They may not catch you in 2 years. They may not catch you in 5 years. Maybe 10 years, maybe 20 years they catch you. And I'd have to ask him, is it worth it now? Because you're going to have to go into hiding. Just like the school teacher who did cartoon, he's still in hiding after 4 or 5 years, you know. So with the police printing out his name, they basically said, listen, we ain't protecting you. Whatever happens to you is gonna happen to you. You know, they will come and, you know, so my advice would be to him is, go get yourself some security, because these Muslims ain't gonna let it happen. And, you know, and obviously they're gonna throw the book at him. But I actually thought it was a crime. It actually isn't a crime. And this leads into my conspiracy. Was he set up to do this? Was he set up to do this so they could bring in the new law, new blasphemy law? Now they brought the new blasphemy law in, which I think is just another way for them to stop us from allowing our freedom of speech, because when this blasphemy law does come in, it affects everybody. It affects YouTubers like me. Not that I say anything racist or prejudiced to any religion, but if you speak on anything and any religion, predominantly, you will be in trouble. They'll be clamping down on the speakers' corners, people from speakers' corner. They'll be clamping down on all these people. They'll be like, nah, we're not having this. You know, if you mention any grooming gangs, any terror attacks, boom, that's a blasphemy. You know, to control us, the freedom of speech is going, you know, because this, like I said, this guy does have the freedom of speech to do what he was. I'd seen Charlie Veach saying, listen, hey, it's his book, it's his property, he can burn whatever he wants. Yes, he can, but I don't advise him to do that. Now, like I said, he's allowed to do it, but every reaction has a reaction. And I keep telling people, you keep fucking around, you're gonna find out. So he's definitely gonna find out. His life is ruined. He won't be able to get a job. He'll have to change his name, his location, where he lives. Leave the UK. He will never be able to walk the streets without somebody knowing him. And I don't advocate for anybody to do this guy anything. But hey, you know, people are gonna do him something. It's just a matter of time when. And you know, obviously he probably will. Now the BBC will take him to court. So you know, it'll be interesting to who the jury is, if it's a fair jury. Or if it's a biased jury, because if it's a biased jury, then he could potentially be going to jail. But I've heard it's not. I heard he probably won't. I've seen a barrister come on YouTube and say he probably won't be sent to jail. So yeah, but people are like, well, hold on, how can they? And I think he should come out, and he's putting a lot of people's life in jeopardy. Obviously his family's life, you know, his community, if he's Jewish, you know, because, you know, this guy had the Israeli flag. So it would be, you know, I think he has a lot of questions to answer, and, you know, because he's put a lot of people's lives in jeopardy for a little quick minute of fame. Because what is it achieved? People are still going to follow the Quran. People are still going to practice Islam. People are still going to the book, the Quran has been here before he was born, and it will be here after he's long gone. So what did he achieve? Nothing. It's a bit stupid. So I don't agree with what he did. But my second thing is now, now there has been attack in Sweden. Like you and me, I thought it was the usual suspects, but it turned out to be a blue-eyed Caucasian man who followed the religion of Christianity, so it is said. And my question came to this. It all links in with the man burning the Quran. Now we have the Swedish school attack. These people are fed up now. Are people fed up of Islam? And is Islam under attack now? You know, the school that he attacked was immigrants. So this guy is probably pissed off. You know, Sweden was once a great country. A country that I used to talk to people and say, hey, I would love to move to. You know, the women over there are beautiful, blonde, blue-eyed ladies. Ooh, so nice. You know, a country that had a lot of potential, but it's a country that I won't never step foot in. If I have to go there for work, then maybe. But it isn't a country that I want to go and visit now that it has mass migration, open borders. So probably pissed off. Sick and tired of his country. Him having to fund these schools of these migrants that they were in, funding these houses that they put them in. You know, probably sick of it. Probably woke up one day and thought, you know what, I've got my semi-automatic. I'm just gonna go down there and just finish them, you know. So I do think more attacks are coming because people are pissed off. The government of Europe, the leaders of Europe are not listening to their people, and now their people are just fed up. But anyway, guys, what's your opinion on this guy who had burnt the Quran in Manchester, and do you think it's disgraceful that the police and the media have put out his name? Because really, like I said, it's going to jeopardize his life for a very long time, you know. So I know a few people have been calling him a hero, but you know, I wouldn't call him a hero. You know, I think he literally was playing with fire, and you play with fire, it will backfire. Yeah. So my advice to anybody that wants to follow in his step to be a hero, like, think twice. You know, think, is it worth it? You know, what are you achieving? What has this guy achieved? You know, quick life, basically, ruined his whole life. You know, the track record is that Muslims won't let that go, and Muslims will deal with you, you know. And they have every right to do what they want to do. It's the religion and the teachings that they follow. Regardless of what you think of the Quran and the religion of Islam, that's still somebody's book, that's still somebody's worship. You know, I wouldn't advise anyone to go attack any mosques. I wouldn't advise anyone to go attack any churches. It just seems like we're on a tipping point now. We're really on a tipping point. 1 foot into that civil war that I mentioned before in previous videos. It's really there. We're seeing it. It's like a ticking time bomb. So there will be some more tick for tats. And you know, summer seems to be a very interesting time in Europe and England especially. I think it'll be a very interesting time now. See how many more times we have to keep saying, stop the fucking boat, stop him, just stop him, stop him. You know, 15-year-old boy from Sheffield has been unalived, and now I'm hearing some of these reports is that the head teacher knew this Omar, whatever his name was carrying knives, but he just didn't, you know, trying to turn the blind eye to it, and then he let him back into the school, and then told the parents it was a false alarm. The police were called just to give a talk to the kids about certain situations. It was bullshit. The police were called because he brought a knife in. So, like I said, man, I believe anybody that does these crimes who are not from Britain, them and their parents should be deported back. I think that should be brought in. Too far gone now. And I get it that people keep saying that we're stop being a quitter, stop running. Listen, guys, if you know what I know, Britain isn't coming back. You know, these migrants have got all these top lawyers. They've got everybody now who will fight for them to stay in this country. There's millions, there's thousands. How are they going to get rid of thousands now? It's impossible. We know Britain doesn't look like Britain no more. Wait till 10 years. It's going to be a war zone. It's going to be a war zone in Britain. You know, where these guys are just going to be walking around with assault rifles. You know, it's going to be a mazza. It's going to be. If you're thinking of having children now, I wouldn't even do that. Don't be selfish enough to bring your child into this, into Britain, a crazy world. There is some nice places in the world that still do exist. Lovely people. So think about the right things to do, guys. That would be my opinion. But anyway, guys, don't forget to like and comment, please. Even if you just say, hey, brown boy, keep going, I love this, well said, whatever. Like the video and share it. Really helps this video getting out. Because remember, Elon Musk said, me and you are the media now. The media that we used to follow over. It's about me informing you guys. I'm the truth.